Siesta Sand Live.
Siesta Sand Live is broadcast from Captain Kurt's Village. It's Siesta Key's home to great food, great drinks, great music, and great times. Look for the giant American flag.
Welcome to Siesta Sand Live. I'm your host, Natalie Gutwein, and today I have Bobby Schneck on the podcast. Bobby has an incredible history. He has been all over the country, toured with some of the most popular bands here in the country and all over the world, and I can't wait to hear what he has to say, so stay tuned. Welcome to Siesta Sand Live. I am here today with Bobby Schneck. For those of you who don't know Bobby, he's sort of a local legend here on Siesta Key. He plays in every bar, every restaurant. Everybody fights over him these days, and he has an amazing backstory. I had to get him on the podcast so y'all could learn about him. So I want to start at the top. Where was Bobby born, raised? Let's start
First of
there.
all, thank you for having me today.
Oh,
It's a
my
pleasure to be
pleasure.
here.
Thank you.
It's always a good hang with you. I was born and raised in Philadelphia, and right out of high school I went in the military, and that's really where I learned how to play guitar. I was immediately dragged into a band, and I was terrible. So I learned on stage. That's where I really learned how to play. And as I was doing all that, I learned that I was really interested in tinkering with instruments and amplifiers and all the related stuff. And so I started getting kind of good at that, and then I moved to St. Louis right out of the military. I had a great job building guitar amplifiers for a company there. And after 4 years there, moved to L.A., immediately went to work for Leo Fender, who invented the Fender guitar.
Oh, wow. I didn't know
A
that.
company called G&L. So I was building guitars for Leo for a little while. And then things got really busy with the music, and I kind of just sort of coasted.
So about what year was that when you got out to
in
LA?
'87, and by 1992, I had a record deal in Japan with a band that myself and another guy had formed. And so we were going to Japan a couple times a
How
year.
did your music get picked up in Japan, especially back then, before the internet?
Our singer, who also played guitar, was Japanese American. And, the internet really wasn't much of anything, but somehow it had gotten over there. And him being Japanese American, but being very, very American, almost like a Texan,
Oh,
And he had this rough, gravelly voice, almost like, Don Henley on steroids. And so it was very intriguing for people over there. So we got that, and then RCA Records heard the record, and they picked it up for distribution in the States.
what was the name of that band?
It was called the Buddha Heads.
How did you come up with that?
Well, it was originally called BB Chung King and the Screaming Buddha Heads because somebody gave our singer that nickname because he kind of played a little bit like BB King, but even though Chung King is Chinese, it kind of stuck on, that's BB Chung King. And we thought it was kind of funny. But when we decided to get serious and, put a record out, we thought we'd shorten it and just made it easy.
So are you still famous over in Japan?
I very much doubt that, unless I didn't pay a speeding ticket or something. But, so, it was at that time in that band I got to know Slash and Duff from GNR. They used to come and sit in with us. And one night I was playing Tuesday Jam at the Baked Potato in Studio City, and Slash was with us for a half a set. And after the gig was over, the owner would always lock the front doors, and we would just hang out until like 3 a.m. And he had just quit Guns N' Roses, so he had a festival in Budapest that he needed a band for. He's like, "You guys are my band now. Like, I need a band." So that was supposed to be for one gig. It turned into a 1.5-year tour.
What was the name of that band?
It was called Slash's Blues Ball.
I actually remember that.
Blues Ball, yeah.
I didn't know you were part of that
The
too.
loudest, sloppiest band that ever walked here. Trust me.
At
when
least
I
you
say
could
that.
admit that.
Oh my God. One day at a sound check, I'm playing, and it's like, it's loud. I stopped playing, and I couldn't tell the difference. So anyway, yeah. So, that Slash gig was good, and then the Buddha Heads kind of broke up, and I played for a couple years on and off with Eddie Money and some other people, and I moved into being a guitar tech for a lot of big record producers.
Oh.
It was like me and one other guy in Hollywood had all the producer accounts. And that was great because I got to work. I learned how to produce records, working with the best, producers in the world. Brendan
Wow.
O'Brien and Rick Rubin, Rob Cavallo, all those guys. And so that was nice. But then Pro Tools came in, and people were making records on their laptop, and there weren't budgets for guys like me anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So I started going on the road as a guitar tech and playing guitar. Played for a year with Weezer. I was it was like their utility guitar player.
What exactly is a utility
So like
guitar
if you
player?
go to see Green Day,
Yeah.
it's 3 guys, but there's 7 people on stage. It's all added instrumentation.
Oh.
So that's what it is. So sometimes they just need an extra set of hands, and that's what I did. I did that for a year. And then I went to work for Aerosmith in 2006. And that was just filling in for a tech friend of mine. But he eventually couldn't go back on the road, so I became a permanent member of their crew.
So
I
what?
was a guitar tech, yeah.
So as a guitar tech, what exactly does that entail?
Well, in these bigger bands, they're are making really good money. Each guy in the band has somebody that takes care of all their personal stuff, the guitars, amps. You just make sure that the stagehands bring it in off the truck. You set it all up, make sure it works. You've got wireless to deal with. You change strings. And then they come in and do a sound check, and you go to dinner, you come back, you do a rock show, you put it all away and send it to the truck, and you
And
go do
away.
it all over again. It's like a little city every day that packs up and moves on,
Oh, yeah. So with Aerosmith, how many guitars would they have?
Joe would generally have about 40. So he
Wow.
would have a main and then a backup for each main guitar.
I didn't expect the number to be that high.
Yeah, Brad usually about 15, 16, and then Tom Hamilton would have about 8 bass guitars. So when I went to work for them, I was Brad's guitar tech, and then he had to miss the 2009 tour because he had a hematoma. He was out for 8 weeks. So they had me cover his gig. So that was all in the
Wow.
United States. I think it was only like 7 shows, something like that.
So you were actually on stage
Yeah,
with
I did
Aerosmith.
played 7 shows with that band, and it was surreal,
I bet. I can imagine playing in a
In a
stadium.
lot of ways,
like
it was
that.
the easiest gig I ever did because I already knew all the songs, and I already knew the guys, so it wasn't like coming in cold and being like nervous or anything,
Oh, that's
We
true.
were already,
yeah.
a pain in each other's butt by that time, so it was pretty easy, it was good. And then I played with Slash for another 2 years in that band with Miles Kennedy.
What was that one called?
Slash with Miles Kennedy.
Ah.
Miles was already a rock star from his time in Alter Bridge. He formed Alter Bridge years before that. I think Alter Bridge had been around for 20 years already, and they're still going strong.
Who's in that band?
Miles Kennedy and the other 3 members of Creed. So it's basically Creed with a different singer.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. I didn't
Great.
realize that was what that
Fantastic.
was.
Yeah.
And they're still touring.
Oh, yeah.
So, of all the bands you played with, which was your absolute favorite? If you could go right back right now, jump right into that, which one
I
would
have
it
to
be?
say, because I love the song so much, I really had a blast playing with Weezer.
Oh, really?
I love their songs. I was a fan, instant fan the first second I heard them.
Yeah.
And I just ran out, bought the record, I bought the next one, and then they kind of fell off my radar. They really hadn't been doing anything. And I was working at a studio in Cahuenga in Hollywood, and I get a phone call, and it was the Goo Goo Dolls manager. I had worked on a record by the Goo Goo Dolls. And he said, Weezer needs a guitar tech. I said, great. I'm definitely interested. I said, where are they right now? He goes, they're in a studio called Swing House. I said, I'll be there in 5 minutes. I was literally right down the sidewalk. So I left and went up, and first person I met was Rick Ocasek from the Cars. He was producing. And I met the band, and they hired me on the spot, and I was with them for 5.5 years.
Oh, wow. When was that? Was that?
I met those guys, it was late 2000? Yeah, late 2000.
Wow. You have been around.
Yeah, and then I knew I wanted to move to Florida at some point because I knew I was going to want to retire from all that traveling. And traveling just kills me.
Yeah.
Looking at baggage carousels for 45 minutes each day.
Oh
Drives
my
me
God,
nuts.
yeah.
But I found Siesta Key by accident.
Really?
I was staying down on Fort Myers Beach for about 8 days, and after 4 days, I was like, I don't want to live here.
No, Fort Myers Beach is not
I just
Siesta
didn't
Key.
dig it. I wasn't digging like the gig situation. And then a friend of mine from St. Louis named Gabe Strange, who I'm eternally grateful to. Thank you, Gabe. Called me and said, "You're not going home tomorrow. You're gonna come and play a gig with me on Siesta Key." I'm like, "I think I heard of it. Where is he?" He goes, "It's on your way home." So he convinced me to stop here.
Where was he playing?
He was playing at Siesta Key Oyster Bar.
Oh,
So I pulled right into the lot. I had never been here in my life. I did a gig from 2 to 6 with him, and while we were playing, somebody from Gilligan's ran across the street and said, "Can you play 7 to 10?" And at the end of the day, I had all this money. I was like, this is really good. So I stayed a couple more days, went back home, went on the road with Aerosmith, and when I got back from that tour, I threw everything in a big truck and just moved down here.
what year was that?
That was 2019 when I made the permanent move.
Oh,
I had been moving stuff down here for a year and a half in chunks, just putting it in storage because I knew I wanted to be here, and I found a place to rent right back over here, next block over.
that was your first place here.
Yep. And 3 hurricanes later, I'm still here and doing. Life is good here.
Yeah. Well, you got hit pretty hard by the hurricane, didn't you?
Yeah, I rode out Ian with no damage. I rode it out on Palm Island, and but I got 3 feet of water on Beach Road.
You were there, weren't you?
Yeah, I was.
Were your guitars and everything there?
No, I smelled a bad time coming, so I got everything across the bridge.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I didn't really lose anything. I lost maybe $1,000 and stuff, and that's nothing at all compared to what other people lost. So,
No, yeah, that was.
And then Milton rode that out over in Gulfgate. I moved over to Gulfgate. You know Julia Brown probably from around town. She's a dear, dear friend of mine, and she took me in after Helene because
Well, we were originally supposed to do this podcast.
right before.
One of the first, yeah. Well, the very first one was supposed to be the day that Helene hit.
Yeah.
And you were supposed to be on right after that.
Yep.
And and here it's taken us that long to get this podcast recorded.
You could have easily surfed through this parking lot because it just came in 5-foot wall of water right down here. And,
Oh yeah, this place was
Completely
absolutely
underwater.
destroyed here at Captain Kurt's. I could not believe it. And when I saw pictures a couple months back in August, they did a tribute, and I just lost it. I just could not. I was watching it on the TV, and talk about actual PTSD. That was bad.
It's hard for me to see those pictures, and video.
Right, and you and I weren't the ones that were hit as hard as everybody else, but still, everything we had to go through, our whole lives are disrupted. Your livelihood playing out here, my livelihood selling
was
real
no work.
estate. Oh, I bet.
I did pick up day laborer work. I was working as a day laborer out on Palm Island. People were hiring. They needed bodies to drag
just
mattresses
do
out of swimming
something.
pools, and and it was backbreaking and exhausting. But it was, you got to help your neighbors.
Right.
And they refused to let us do it for free. There were a few of us that were kind of just going around, "Do you need any help?"
Yeah.
And so that was, of all the crazy times I've seen, that was definitely one of them,
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Even after the military, that was even more.
That was a walk in the park. Yeah.
What did you do in the military?
I was in the U.S. Air Force, so if the Marines had to go off to war, we would give them a ride.
Well, isn't that the
Only
one
the
they say,
military
if you're
people
going to
get
be in the
that.
military, that's the one you want to be in, the Air Force?
No, I was in the missile fields up in North Dakota, Minuteman III. And it was great. I had a blast. I liked my job. At one point, I was in 3 working bands. So I didn't really sleep for 3.5 years.
Wow.
When you're, in your late teens, you have all that energy and,
Yeah. Well, that's true. Yeah. And it was a different world back then. Totally. Yeah. I mean, we were just talking about that earlier, just the speakers and how they went from, the 80s, great big speakers, and now they're little tiny ones that can do just as much as these great big enormous speakers used to.
And it just accelerated so quickly over the timeline of the decades. It just makes you wonder if a couple of little green men left something on the ground down here before they went home.
So do you like the sound of the old stuff, or do you like the new stuff?
The new stuff is more reliable and it's more powerful, like as far as like equipment.
Yeah.
But I prefer, like for guitar amplifiers, I like the old vacuum tubes, the old glass tubes.
Yeah. Is that what you use
That's
daily?
all I use, yeah.
And
I mean, acoustic guitar, you just plug into a board, but electric guitar, it's all tubes.
well, and you know how to fix it, and you've done all that.
I'm the dumbest amp tech in the world. If I need serious work done, I send it to my guy in North Carolina.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 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 Every once in a while, I'll give him some money and I say, build me another amp.
Oh, so that's how you keep them going. You just have somebody built it with all the vacuum tubes and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the tubes are pretty easy to find. It's not like it is an outdated technology, technically, but.
Yeah, but that sound, that's why I ask. I know that's a big deal. I mean, there's so many you get different variations. And I think it also depends on the sound you're going for, too, which one you're going to prefer. And
Well, I'll never forget, I think when I was 9 or 10, I heard Jimi Hendrix for the first time, and it was actually a live recording.
Oh.
And it was those old Marshalls were on 10. I mean, and you could hear them starting to melt down and break in the middle of the song. I just thought that was the greatest thing ever.
My dad has one of those still to this
Yeah.
day.
And the guitar player from Chicago way back in the day, Terry Kath, he was my other favorite guitar player. And it was the same kind of, like, those two were great, great friends, Terry and Jimmy.
Oh.
And those are the guys I really emulated when I started playing.
So what is your favorite, if I got in Bobby's vehicle right now, what do you like to listen to?
I was listening to King's X on the way here. That's one of my very favorite
I
bands.
don't even know that
Oh,
one.
they're fantastic. Those guys are ridiculous.
What kind of music is that?
It's almost like a gospel Beatles version of like heavy metal, but also there's a lot of
That's an
like
interesting concept.
really super delicate music in there and like atmospheric stuff. It's like I just love that band so much.
That's interesting. So when you were growing up, what kind of music were you into before you started playing guitar and all that?
Dad was listening to a lot of jazz, and Mom and I used to listen to the same radio station in the kitchen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we loved it. My mom loved to sing while she was working in the kitchen, and I would
What
sing
kind of station was that?
610 WIP was one, and then there was, this is Philadelphia, by the way. If anybody from there will recognize this. But the other one was 5:30 a.m. WFIL. And that was like they played the more harder edge stuff, and so I started getting into that,
Oh, and then you go into the Air Force, and it just takes off from
Yeah,
there.
it just all snowballed. Guess when the pandemic hit, I decided to stop traveling altogether. It just became,
A lot.
too much of a hassle, and I thought, why do I need to do that when I can stay here and actually make a good living doing this,
Yeah.
And plus the beach is right over there.
Right. I know. A lot of times when I'm sitting here doing this podcast, I have to make myself not look over there, and because we are right there.
Sometimes I forget like how grateful I should be,
Right.
And you just get wrapped up in work and like
Oh, I'll do the same thing. I will make myself get on my bike, and instead of just going on the pavement on a ride, I will go on the sand
Yeah.
to remind myself how lucky I am and that I get to live that. Because I do think a lot of locals forget that, and they don't go out to the beach, and they move here, they think, oh, they're going to go to the beach all the time, and then you don't. And I think it's really good in life to remind yourself of what the good things are.
I mean, if you live across the bridge, it's more time consuming by far this time of year. Just takes
Right.
longer, there's more traffic and whatnot. That's why I prefer to stay on the island. 'Cause
Yeah.
I love that beach. But yeah, the way to time your beach bike rides is to watch the tide chart.
Oh,
Always go at low
hey.
tide.
Yeah.
High tide, there's nowhere to ride down there by the water. It's just too mushy,
Oh, that's true. I hadn't thought about that. That's a good thing. Yeah, that's a very good consideration. Well, why don't we take a short break, and when we
Great.
come back, I want to talk about you on Siesta Key and where you play and all that good stuff.
Fantastic.
Okay, great.
The following segment is brought to you by Beach Bazaar, located in the heart of Siesta Village. Everything for the beach, and we do mean everything. and by FAM Development, the area's best in custom-built homes. Start living your dream on and around Siesta Key.
So I'm back with Bobby Schneck. I'm sure a lot of you here in the audience have seen him play all over Siesta Key. So where you play everywhere. You
Right
play
here.
here at Captain Kurt's.
Beautiful new stage they built for the musicians here. It's wonderful. I mean,
Yeah, do you like playing in here? How's the sound?
oh, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
they
that-
did an amazing job with this place after the storms, and
Oh, yeah. Every time I come, something has changed. Something has been built on.
Yeah.
I was waiting quite a while to actually record the podcast here because they just kept adding to it. You've got the new bar, all kinds of new food. So where else do you play on the island?
I play at the Big Tiki at the hotel up in the village. I play at Blase Cafe, Siesta Key Oyster Bar, the Beach Club, the Hub. Am I missing anything? As far as the village goes and Siesta Key, that's pretty much it. There aren't really many other places.
Yeah.
And
Where are you at? So you've got, sometimes it's just you, and then other times you've got a band. How many bands are you playing with right now?
I'm going to have to count for a second. This one,
What is that? Soundwall
Soundwall Jackson. Yes, indeed. We're at Gilligan's every Saturday afternoon. 1
Okay.
o'clock. And then I have a band called Shaky Pudding. And that's a rock trio. That's like a little heavier. It's not heavy metal or anything. It's just good rock.
Do they all play different types of music or kind?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, a little bit, yeah. And then, I get pulled into other stuff,
Yeah.
different bands. Just depends on, if I'm free or whatever, have time.
Yeah. Well, it was hard for us to get this booked because you're booked constantly.
Yeah,
You basically said, I have Tuesday morning, this window.
pretty much.
Do most of them start at 1 o'clock or noon or what?
Depends. I mean, I play every other Saturday at 9 a.m. at Pops in Nokomis.
Oh.
That's one of my favorites, too. That's a great spot.
How long are you there on Saturday mornings?
9 to 12. And then I rush straight to Gilligan's for the 1 o'clock to 5. And then this Saturday I'll have a third one at Blase. So,
Oh.
yeah, triples.
That
Not
can't
recommended.
be easy on your voice.
Yeah.
And then you do it all over again on Sunday.
Sometimes, after 3, I'm kind of wanting to just lay on the beach all day.
Well, that
Sunday.
was my next question. Do you ever just get a whole day off?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been by
Just not
design
Saturday.
taking more days off. Actually, starting today, starting Thursday, I don't have a day off until April 6th.
Oh, wow.
But, it's 4 or 5 hours of your day, and,
Yeah.
and you have the whole
Island
rest of the day.
time.
It's not that much, yeah.
So tell me about this band, Soundwall Jackson.
So one of the first two people I met when I came here were Al Donati, singer, guitarist, and drummer Steve Apostoli. And we've been kind of floating in and out. We both used to play with our dearly departed friend Zach Yoder. And they had been doing every Saturday at Gilligan's, and in different forms, different people. But
Yeah.
and then Zach passed, and then that gig didn't happen for 6 months. And when they started up, they asked me to do it. So, and it just kind of took on a life of its own. It's like Al has a lot of great original music he's written, so we're doing a lot of that.
I didn't know that either.
Really good stuff. Yeah, great songs, and a whole smattering of other crowd-pleasing covers and.
Yes, got to have the crowd-pleasing covers.
Yeah.
Have those changed over the years, the things that people want to hear? I know when my music started on the oldies station, I was like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. Guns N' Roses, that's oldies now?
Yeah.
But has it changed what people want to listen to?
It's hard to keep up with a lot of the new stuff because when you're playing all the time, you don't not listen. Go home and listen to music all night. you know?
That's true.
So,
Yeah.
I actually have a very quiet house, my place. But yeah, I mean, sometimes people will ask for a song, and I'll go, "Why didn't I think of that?" So you put it on your to-do list, and then
Right.
You know,
Apple
figure it out.
Music, that is one of my favorite things to come out of all the technology whatsoever, because I was able to go back and find all these songs that I had forgotten about, and I had to explain to my kids how we used to have to record things. You had to sit by the radio with the recorder,
Yeah, it's a-
and wait until your song came on, and then press record.
exactly.
Yeah, and hope the tape didn't have the thing done, so it would actually record. Yeah, I remember all that.
Back in the days when I was learning, you had to pick the needle up off the record album and move it back 100 times to learn a certain part. That's the only way you could do it. Now you go
yeah.
on YouTube, and there's some 9-year-old girl in Japan that's playing circles around me. I can't figure out what she's doing.
Do you play any other instruments but except the guitar?
I play guitar and electric bass. I fiddled with other stuff, but I never got really very good at anything else. So
Yeah. So how is the music scene here in Sarasota compared to other places
I
you've
can't
been?
believe that there's any place better in this whole country.
Really?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Well, we do. I mean, if you're a musician, a rock star, and you're gonna retire somewhere,
This is a great
we
place.
do have a lot of them that live here.
What makes it great are the people inside the musicians,
Yeah.
how they are as human beings. Everybody lifts each other up and helps each other out, especially if somebody, gets sick or something. We throw a benefit and make sure we try to get them on, back on the right track. And
Right.
it's a really supportive system they have here. And I'm just
Well, and I'm guessing the fans around here are very supportive.
absolutely.
I know when I hear one of your different bands, because our good friend John Morton sends out a text, and he keeps us all informed of where you're at, where the good bands are.
Yep.
And so I'm guessing you've got a pretty good following.
Yeah, it's been really good. It's been nice. I have to thank John Morton for that, by the way, because he was one of the editors at Siesta Sand paper, and I had just kind of gotten down here, was getting started, and he sent me a list of questions for a newspaper interview. And I answered him. He says, "Can you send me some color pictures back from stuff you've done in the past?" And I did. And then I just didn't think any more about it. And then about 6-8 weeks later, somebody presses a paper in my chest, goes, "Did you see this?" And I opened it up. It was like big 2-page spread. And at that day, the phone started blowing up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So thank you, John.
It's funny how things kind of,
Yeah.
how they get rolling. And it always seems like there's an inflection point and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, I love going to hear your music. It's just, and it's always, it is the usual stuff, but it's not.
Yeah.
And that I love. I get kind of bored if you go to every single place and they're all playing the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to mix it up as much as possible. But you're going to have to do familiar stuff.
Right.
People ask for it,
Right.
And you certainly have to know a couple different versions of a birthday song.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can only
The
imagine.
clean version and the not clean version. It just depends who's in the audience that day.
Right. If it's 21 and over, or or if you have the little kids. I'm sure the morning stuff is a little bit different than the evening stuff.
Low key.
So, do you prefer electric or acoustic guitar?
I like them both. I think I really love more than anything just plug a
Yeah.
good sounding guitar into a small tube amp, and just turn it up and watch it start smoking.
How many guitars do you have?
Last count, well, now it's more because if I buy this one I'm wanting to buy, it'll be 48.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And do you have a favorite that you play most of the time, or do you rotate them out?
Yeah, there's this guy in Olympia, Washington, named Bill Nash. I've known him for a very long time, and he builds replicas of Fender Strats and Tellys.
Oh,
And those two guitars I play more than any other, I think, because they're just, they're indestructible.
Yeah.
They just sound and play perfect right out of the case. I never buy guitar sight unseen, but if I need something from Bill, I call him on the phone. I know it's going to be perfect.
Huh.
So
So let's talk a little bit more about where you're going to be coming up this season. You play here at Captain Kurt's.
yes,
You're at Gilligan's. You're at the Hub.
Gilligan's
Beach
every
Club.
Saturday with Soundwall, 1 o'clock, and I'm at Beach Club every Tuesday this month, 1 to 5. And
Pops on Saturday
it's
morning.
every other Saturday.
Every other
morning
Saturday.
for breakfast,
Morning,
which is
okay.
excellent. And everything else is kind of like dartboard schedule, you know.
Right, yeah.
There's no real pattern to any of it, you know, which is nice. You know, it's showing up once a week at the same place. I think probably gets old for the staff as well.
Right.
You know. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm sure they like to mix it up a little bit too.
well, there are a lot more musicians here now than there were 5-6 years ago, because you know, half the country moved to Florida. Including
Oh, yeah.
musicians couldn't even work for 2.5 years in some places. So we were up and running a couple months later after all that. So
Yeah, it was almost surreal here in Florida
Yeah.
during COVID and so many other people.
yeah,
We forget, living down here in Florida, I think we forget how painful it was to everybody else, but I was pretty happy with the way that turned out.
yeah.
Well, Bobby, thank you very much
you,
for coming
Natalie.
on the podcast. It only took us, a year, almost
many
2 years.
Yes, a year and a half.
And I had a flat tire today. I mean, it was one thing after the other. And I'm like, nope, we are recording that podcast
you.
today. I will be there.
Glad it worked out. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. As
My
always.
pleasure. Thanks, Bobby.
All right.
The final segment is brought to you by the law offices of Eric Fleming, specializing in real estate closings. Mr. Fleming is also the current president of the Siesta Key Chamber of Commerce. And by Gilligan's Island Bar and Grill. Experience the heartbeat of the Siesta Village's dining and social scene.
Wow. What do you think about Bobby? That was a great interview. I hope you got as much information as I did. He is wonderful to see in concert. You really, if you're on Siesta Key, you really need to go check him out. He is all over the place. Like he said, he's here at the Crescent Club. He's at Gilligan's. He's at the Beach Club. He's everywhere. So keep your eyes out for Bobby. And keep your eyes out here on Siesta Sand Live. Stay tuned to see who we've got coming on next. Thanks for joining in.
Siesta Sand Live is broadcast from Captain Kurt's Village. It's Siesta Key's home to great food, great drinks, great music, and great times. Look for the giant American flag.